Assalamualaikum. Today I'm going to demonstrate a Wi-Fi phishing attack using a library which is used in Kali Linux. The library is called a Godon. I might not have pronounced it correct, but that I think it's pronounced. Now, what is phishing? Actually, phishing is tricking the user in form and giving him some kind of layout that he gets tricked that it's is his real login or an input page, and he inputs the credential that which you are trying to get. Now, in this modern era, like we are getting every day new to new encryption techniques, new to new hash keys, good passwords, password generators, and keepers. So it's very difficult for an ethical hacker or for educational purposes to crack a Wi-Fi key without any kind of any kind of common password. It can be cracked, but if it's a good password or the router is upgraded to the new technology, you cannot crack it easily. So the best way is Wi-Fi phishing. Now in this case, actually you just need to trick the user or someone who's using the system and tricking him that this is his own system and and he's interacting with his own system. Now, what is Wi-Fi phishing? Now we will trick the user in entering here, and he will enter his credentials of the Wi-Fi passwords into a fake page which we will be create, or it's actually already in the library, but we can actually change it and we can give a custom page if we want. Now the point is simple that if we want to get credentials for some other things, we have to create a page for that. But as we are trying to crack a Wi-Fi, we will give him some kind of a firmware update or something like that, in which he thinks that the modem has disconnected because of firmware update or some kind of update which is ongoing. But in real, that we will create a twin and fake evil access point, and user will think that it's his own access point and he will enter his credentials. And once we will get the credentials, as we had already taken the handshake from the other network, the real network, we will check those credentials. If those are right, we will allow the access and show the user that he is connected to the network. But if not, then we will show a page that will say that your password is not correct, kindly enter a correct password. Moreover, that one thing that this also does is jamming the Wi-Fi, which is the original access point. But as my laptop's adapter is not that much new, or it doesn't have that technology per se, and due to the current situation, I cannot go to the market and purchase a new one or the adapter which actually has this capability. So it won't jam the Wi-Fi, but in real, what it does that the only the user or the authorized personnel can see the evil twin. He cannot see the original access point because it has been jammed by the Wi-Fi adapter that we are using. So let's start with the attack. So I'm just going to start it. A bit fancy interface you can see. So okay, it says that we do not have the permission because I didn't use the sudo, because sudo is needed for permissions. And now it will ask for my password. I will enter my password, and here we go. So now it will check that if we have all the scripts that are needed, and as you can see that all the keys are already in there. And now it will check that tool is updated or not. So it's checking that if the tool is to the newer version. So yes, it's checked, and let's go. Now it's asking us to check any adapter. Now there are two adapters, one is Ethernet 0 and other is wireless LAN 0. Now, basically, why this window shows is sometimes that when you are using a Wi-Fi adapter which is not in your laptop, or you have connected using a USB port, so you can also use that. And when this interface shows, you can select the one of them, or if you are connected multiple, for which you can use to conduct an attack. So I'm going to use 2 as wireless is on 2, and I will press enter. Now there are a bunch of options that select another network interface, which is actually selecting any other network card or Wi-Fi adapter. Put interface in monitor mode. Now what is monitor mode? Monitor mode is basically putting your Wi-Fi adapter in searching mode, so it can search for the nearby access points or Wi-Fi networks. And put interface in manage mode is the default mode in which our most of the time our adapters are. So we have DOS attack menu, handshake tool menu, offline VPA, VPA2 decryption, but on 7 number we have evil twin attack menu, which we are going to use. So 7, and I will continue. Now you can see there are a bunch of options from the evil twin access point. And first of all, I'm going to put my Wi-Fi adapter into monitor mode, and you can see as I have put 2 here, which is for put interface into monitor mode. So I will press, actually not now, we can do it later, so I'm going to do it later, and I'm going to perform evil twin access point attack with captive portal. So 9, enter key, and okay. So I think we have to put the it in monitor mode first. So sorry, I was wrong there, but now it's in monitor mode. You can see the wireless has been disconnected because it's searching now, and now I can perform the attack. Now it will look for targets, and once it checks for a filter, and once I press enter, these two windows, actually one window right now opens, which is containing, actually you can see details about the networks, and we are going to use the guest one because I created it from, it's my past access point, home access point, and we are going to use it for the attack. So I will press Ctrl C to end this as said in the terminal, and now we have, look, and you can see there's a star with it. That means the guest one actually have some clients on it, which is basically my other devices. So I'm going to enter 4 so it can select the target, and I'm going to use the DAuth disassociative amok MDK4 attack. So I'm going to press 1. It asks for DOS pursuit mode, but as most of the routers are now easy to detect this kind of attacks, so I'm not going to use it. I will press N and continue. You can spoof your MAC address, like you can hide it from the router, but as it's my own personal Wi-Fi and it's just for educational purpose, so I'm not going to hide my IP or MAC address. So do you have already captured handshake file? Yes, I have already captured it, and I can enter the path for it, but for now we're going to capture a new one. So we perform each and every step for this project. So I'm going to press N and enter. It's asking for a value right here. So basically timeout is 20 seconds. We can change it to some different times as well. So but I think 20 will be good because I have used it on 20 and almost every time it works. So yes, now as you can see, here it is, the other device, and it was connected to guest 1, and it says that when I will press enter, the attack will start, right? It will try to capture handshake. Not, the attack won't start right now. So as I press enter, 2 windows open there, and these actually are getting the data for the handshake, and now you can see that it has gone to connecting automatically. And I will connect it again. So once it's connected, the handshake file will be taken, and look, as it was trying to connect, it says congratulations, you have the path of the file, right? And here's the path, and it's the handshake file. Now I will press enter. The path is valid and you have permissions, and I will press enter again. So it will, like, it now there's one more big thing about this, that when the user enters a password, now you won't have to get it again for him, because it will save it in a file and you can actually access the password from there, and it will show you even on the screen. Now I must mention that the password for guest one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 0. So I will press enter to start the attack. So script can continue. Before continuing the attack, it will ask for the language which is to be shown on the fake page, the fake firmware update page. So I need English, so I will press 1 and enter. All parameter requirements are set. The attack is going to start. Multiple windows will open. Don't close anyone, and when you want to stop, press enter on this window and the script will stop automatically. So I will press enter. Okay, now you can see one window has opened and another one is open. That now basically it's not conducting attack using different scripts, and it will make it equal to an API which will have almost the same settings as the others. And now actually I have two devices for this attack, so I can actually demonstrate the attack. So most of the time it just jams the real network, but right now, as I don't have the capability of that, it won't do that right now. So as you can see here, I have guest one, the original one, the PTCL BB, and the guest one, the fake one. So I will just connect, and look here, it's just loading some new things about it, and it will show us a page right now. And look, here is a new page opened, which will be like, look, welcome network ESSDI, enter your network password to get internet access. Now let's say I am a little bit intelligent here and I enter a wrong password, just some gibberish, let's say, and I will show you the password that it's just gibberish and no real password here. And when I submit it, it says password is incorrect, redirecting to the main page again. Now this time I just enter the real password, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Oh, sorry, it didn't enter. 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. And I will submit it. It will check with the original handshake, and look, password captured successfully. The password is saved on this address, and I can press enter, and here it says the password is correct, the connection is re-established here. Now what it does, that as soon as the password is captured, it just disables the evil twin API, so the user doesn't know that it was a evil twin. And this type of attack is very useful in a population like Pakistan, where people doesn't know more about routers and this type of stuff, and if you don't have even basic knowledge, you can easily get tricked by this. So I will press enter, and as the script, this window will just and it will restore our interface, and this is the attack done. Now I am returned to the main menu, but as soon as I press 0 and exit the script, my interface will go back to the manage mode, the default mode where it can connect with other, and the evil twin is disabled. But we have the password, and now we can use that password to connect to the real network. So thank you, that was my attack, and thank you very much.